We are America's veterans, and there are 18 million of us alive today. We follow in the footsteps of men and women who served throughout our history. From the citizen soldiers of the Revolutionary War, to the men who fought at Gettysburg, to the millions who survived the trenches of World War I. We have answered the call in peace and in war, and no matter what our missions were, when it's over, we are all veterans.
You know, we're professors, we're firemen, we're mayors. We work at Home Depot, we deliver the mail. I mean, we are your neighbors.
There's some confusion when it comes to Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Veterans Day is a day to thank and honor everyone who served in the military. Memorial Day is a day to remember and honor military service members who've died during their service to this country. The history of Veterans Day comes from Armistice Day, which was declared November 11, 1918, the end of World War I. It was primarily set aside to honor veterans of World War I, but after World War II, in Korea, Congress changed Armistice Day to Veterans Day. Memorial Day was originally known as Decoration Day, a day set aside to remember all Americans lost in the Civil War. In 1868, families decorated the graves of 20,000 Union and Confederate soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery. After World War I, Decoration Day was renamed Memorial Day and extended to all service members who died in all American wars. Both of these holidays recognize service members for their patriotism, willingness to serve, and sacrifice for this country.
I am Reverend Walter Steenson, retired pastor of Hilton Baptist Church, 20-year Army veteran, was mobilized in 2005 in Operation Iraqi Freedom. This is the prayer for today for veterans. Today is the day you give us, O God, to remember those who live among us as veterans. These men and women serve in the great wars, the forgotten wars, and our current engagements. Some bear the scars in their bodies, others in their minds and hearts of the cruelty of war. The veterans served in harm's way, return to their families, communities to resume their lives, work hard, raise family, and to live out the values of honor, duty, and country. It is our profound thanks for each of these who served, who make a difference in our lives. Bless them, we pray, as we also pray this day for the many who still serve our nation. Renew us all in this community to continue to live out the ideals of our nation and those who serve. Amen.
Raise that arms. Order, arms. Port, arms. Ready. Aim. Fire. Ready. Aim. Fire. Ready. Aim. Fire. Freeze at arms. Order, arms.
My name is Staff Sergeant Koenig. I served in the United States Marine Corps from 2005 to 2021. I served in the 2nd Battalion, 11th Marines in California. Served in Iraq and Afghanistan with an artillery unit working on trucks and cannons.
Sergeant Anthony Mazanga. I was U.S. Army Reserves from 2006 to 2012. Civil Affairs Specialist. We meet with the local leaders and try to build projects and win the hearts and the minds, as they like to say. I was deployed to Iraq in 2008.
Hi, my name is Dean Tuthill. I'm a captain with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. I'm a retired military member from the U.S. Air Force, active duty and Guard and Reserve. Total years of service, 35 years. In that time frame, I've served in many operations. Most recently was the Iraq War and the Afghanistan conflict as well.
The U.S. Army from 88 to 92. I was field artillery. I served in Germany for 2 years on the east-west German border, and then I went to Desert Storm.
The United States Marine Corps. 2012 through 2016. I was a radio operator in Afghanistan for 7 months.
I got drafted in 1966 and I signed up for another year. I went to Vietnam in 1967 and served 1 year there. I got wounded in Vietnam. I come home in 1969. I went to Fort Bragg, North Carolina with the 82nd Airborne Division.
I was in Air Force 1956 to 1979, 23 years. I was in Red Horse, I was in Vietnam. I built bridges and roads and did bomb damage repair.
My name's Bill Chatterson, United States Marine Corps. I was in 68, 69. I got there just after Tet. I was in mortars, which is a small artillery piece. I joined the fire department. I was a first responder, as an EMT for a while. Now I'm captain of the fire police.
Staff Sergeant Ed Briggs. I was in the Army for 20 years, and I was in Korea in the 50s. I came back to the States, got out, and came back into the Army Reserves to finish my 20 years. Did multiple jobs while I was in the service. I was a cook, personnel. Then just before I got out, the last 3 years of my service was an inspector for the government and all the posts.
I'm Martin Van Scooter, joined the military reserves. I was in the Army to start with, and I had spent probably 27 years in the reserves. While I was in the reserves, Army Reserves, we got activated for Desert Storm. I was in Desert Storm for probably 6 months. So our unit was capable of establishing a government in Iraq if we went into Iraq, and fortunately we didn't do that. We did several other tasks while we were there. We worked with POWs, prisoners of war, even though that was a job for the military police. We worked with replenishing the 7th Corps, although that wasn't part of our mission either.
My name is Dale Palmentier. I enlisted in the Army in 1958, and I stayed in the Army until 1961. I was started out training with the 2nd Infantry Division in Fort Benning, Georgia. And then I transferred to Fort Bliss, Texas. Fort Bliss, Texas was the Air Defense Center for the Army. There we trained all the people that had missile capability, primarily in what we called the Nike system. They were surface-to-air missiles. And we were there for about 3 years as we trained these people before the Air Force took over that operation. We've been running the Honor Guard now for over 20 years. We've been servicing our local veterans in Parma and Hilton and give them a military graveside service when they depart. It's been a very, very rewarding service.
Hi, I'm Dave Bond. I enlisted in the Army in 1971, served in the reserves until 1983 when I got out. I was in the infantry and I was in the training and testing G3 program, where I made sure that the people who were going through basic and AIT had the skills to not only protect themselves but their buddies in the war.
I'm Chief Master Sergeant retired David Dennison. I did almost 29 years in the United States Air Force. I worked in the hospital food service. I took care of the POWs when they come back from Vietnam and took care of their Iranian hostages when they were released. And I loved every minute of it.
I'm Bob Rapone. I was in the U.S. Army Paratroopers, Vietnam 67 and 68. I grew up in Caledonia, New York. I lived in Parma for 45 years now.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Rocca. I'm the librarian. I served in the Army Reserves for 8 years, from 2011 to 2019, as a tank mechanic and a range instructor.
My name is Brad Helmer. I'm a retired captain in the U.S. Army. I spent 22 years in both active duty and reserves as a combat engineer.
I'm Jack West, Sergeant First Class, retired U.S. Army. I served in the United States Army from 1994 to 2014. I spent 13 years as an infantryman, and my last 7 I spent as a U.S. Army recruiter.
I'm Dominic Majorano, and I served in the U.S. Navy from 1984 to 1988. The job that I did in the Navy was a machinist. We make parts out of metal.
I served in the United States Army for 3 years with the 101st Airborne Division, located in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. It's a 72E, or 72 Echo, translated Telecommunications Center Specialist.
My name is James Reichert. I served 21 years in the Army. My first deployment was to Fort Leonard Wood, and I taught heavy equipment. My second deployment was to Iraq for 18 months. I was a special operations soldier.
My name is Kendrick Krause. I served in the United States Army from 1987 to 1991. My MOS, that's my job that I had, was a 33 Tango, Electronic Warfare Intercept Tactical Systems Repair.
I'm Ken Mullen, and I graduated from Hilton in 1950. I joined the Army in 52 and served 2 years. In the Army, I was stationed at Walter Reed Hospital and took care of the movies and everything for the patients and the post theater.
My name is Robert Tabor. I graduated at Hilton Central School in 1956, went in the Air Force in 1957 to 1961. I was stationed for 3 years at Plattsburgh Air Force Base up in upstate New York, and I spent a year in North Africa at Sidi Slimane Air Base in Morocco. I was administrative clerk in the Air Force, all administrative work for 4 years.
Hi, I'm Linda Judd, and I am a graduate from the Hilton High School back in 1973. And when I was in the military, I was actually a diesel mechanic when I started. I'm also on the Parma Town Board.
Hi, I'm Deborah West Dennison. I graduated in 1974 Hilton Central High School. I was in the Air Force for 4 years. I was in diet therapy, and I loved every minute of it.
Hi, I'm Ken Jurgens. I graduated from Hilton, class of 1978. After graduation, I entered the United States Military Academy at West Point, graduating class of 1982, and then I stayed on for 25 years.
Hi, my name is Kyle Mullen, Hilton High School class of 1985, and I served in the U.S. Air Force for 22 years. I deployed over 30 times to countries around the world as an air battle manager, controlling aircraft from ground and airborne radar systems.
My name is Joseph Lee. I'm the village mayor here in Hilton, the village of Hilton. And Veterans Day to me is all about the respect for all our men and women that serve, make this America what it is and what we are. And I respect them all, I support them all, and thank God we have them. And that's how I feel about the Veterans Day and all our veterans. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Assemblyman Josh Jensen, Assemblyman for the 134th District of the New York State Assembly, and also Hilton graduate class of 2006. It's so important that we yearly remember and commemorate Veterans Day. Men and women throughout our nation's history have taken an oath to protect our nation and its people. They deserve to be honored for that willingness to serve and to sacrifice for the ideals that all Americans share: liberty, freedom, the God-given right to determine our own destiny.
Hi, I'm Blake Keller, Monroe County Legislator for District 1, which includes Parma and part of Greece. And from 1987 to 1991, I served in the U.S. Air Force, and after that in the Army and Air National Guard. And in 2009, as part of the U.S. State Department, I embedded with the Army and deployed to Iraq to help restore the economy there. It's important that we pause for a moment on Veterans Day to remember our veterans, because they know full well that the tremendous blessings we enjoy in this country are not free. They require constant vigilance, effort, and sometimes even great sacrifice. We also know that our system works best when every voice is heard and when everyone contributes. So whether you decide to serve in the military, run for elected office, or find ways to help around your community, that's so important to maintaining the blessings and the liberties that we enjoy. And for that, thank you.
Veterans Day means so much to me. It's like a band of brothers, so to speak, of all us veterans.
And for people that are interested in the military, I say it's an outstanding place to serve your country and be part of the United States.
Great thing about being in the military is that you learn you can do anything that you put your mind to.